Okay, let's get started.
He's broken to this day as a
I would
result.
think that tech priests would prefer integers to.
What was the?
fractionals,
Oh yeah, I was
but
working on
No one heard
becoming
me.
everyone's shield. That's what I was. That's the thing I'm working.
No,
on.
I heard.
Probably not. No.
Right, children. Okay, let's get started, shall we?
Let us focus.
Oh,
upon
if we
what
must.
focus
Yeah.
on.
Okay, let's have some fun. Hopefully. Okay, so
Where's my?
we'll move on a few weeks. Everyone's been patched back together, apart from poor old got the character's name. I'm gonna say Sarkis, not Sarkis.
Kildor.
Kildor.
Sarkis is
There we
fine.
go. Yeah, but
Kildor.
yeah, for
Yes,
saying
currently. Yes.
I
Kildor.
don't think Sarkis is fine.
Yeah. No. Sarkis just isn't injured. Sarkis has a load of other problems.
That's yes.
Hmm.
Somehow he's on the B team and not the A team. But you know, we all have our crosses to bear.
Anyway, so yeah, Kildor is still learning how to use his new arm. No. Not returning up originally. So, what's been
I have a
happening?
new heart.
It's basically
Stares out of window. Entire horizon on fire.
not quite,
Yeah.
but very much like Imperium is down in its ratings. Yeah, there's lots of people who were very upset that they basically did a military assault on a library. I mean, it's
On a
a bit more than a
small
library, as you know, but you know, the general public don't.
To be fair,
Well,
though,
yes.
I think we're among the people who are very angry at that because it nearly killed us.
Yes.
Nonsense. It gave us an excellent distraction to escape, but we can pretend to be angry about it. That way, no one knows we were there.
Eh.
Yeah, the locals are doing their whole, you know, why we do this, you know, Imperium needs to be got rid of. With a few people going, you do know they've got warships parked in orbit and can glass the planet. But generally, yes.
The voice of reason.
The voice of reason is being shouted down. Yeah, this definitely the biggest.
Typical.
Yeah, everything the Imperium has done.
I like this. Who knew that they would have a lady called Reason being the teleprompter on the front of the screen? Reason o'clock. She's Reason Imperial. She's Reason Imperius on the in Reason hour.
And this is when we discovered this plan doesn't run on any imperial timescale, so the entire propaganda effort was wasted. That's honestly sounds like the way this whole reclamation has gone so far, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, it's basically just been, it's basically just been every person here has been running their own personal agenda and has been trying to get a big win so they can not be on reclamation duty.
Man, it is a
Yeah.
good thing that making sure this planet stays intact is technically not part of our job description.
Nope, it has to be part of the Imperium, and that's about all they care.
Why would you say that
Oh, I
kind
mean
of thing
us
just
in
before we got our a mission from our Inquisitor?
Yes,
Because we embrace suffering in this house.
Our entire job is to ensure. Our job is to ensure that his job works out. And his job is to ensure this place is not full of horrible
Not
monsters
full
that
of the
go-
things that it has been on multiple occasions demonstrated to, in fact, be full of.
I'm sure we'll be fine, sort of.
Look, we don't need this entire place cracking like a chaos egg. All right.
We don't need it and don't want it, but we're worried it could happen. That's
I
the
don't
issue.
think chaos is our problem.
I mean,
Well,
well, we have an inordinate amount of soul juice inside a very thin planetary creature thing, and it's in a dense concentration. We do not want anything getting into the center of it, consuming it or sparking it, causing what might be either a giant warp storm or a mini Eye of Terror in this area. Who
it may
knows
not have
what might
started chaos.
We're
It could
getting
go chaos.
very off topic again.
Yep.
you're just worrying about the future. Don't worry about
I
the
do
future.
apologize, Trey. It's
Fine, it's fine.
Yeah, well, look, we
41st
have-
millennium.
we're
Don't worry
cursed-
about the future.
we're
The future is
cursed-
war.
We are cursed presently with that one little thing that drives many people mad, which is just a little bit more information than your average person.
Or trains of thought, you know.
You should have paid more
Also-
attention to the book.
Right.
But yes, one of us is still in the shop having their arm stitched back on.
Yep. The rest of you are
Hey,
being
you're different.
summoned to the office. Except you don't get to the office. You get to kind of the
Oh, no.
reception room. Where, like, the secretary will kind of be waiting for you. And going, probably best you don't go in. He's a little bit distracted. He's been stuck in those books you got him. But yes, he has got some, and I quote, actual work, quote commas, to do. And he doesn't like the idea that he's got to actually help out everyone else. So, I'm here to delegate a lovely little role to you. You may have noticed that things PR isn't going that well on this planning. Right? And we need to sort that.
That's an understatement.
We have seen that a few of our cohorts have run rushdown
Yep.
over the locals.
The Velvet Glove isn't working very well. We don't want to go straight to the Iron Fist. So we're going to fall back on that wonderful Imperial method. Propaganda.
Oh, yes, the adamantium pointer finger.
Yes, propaganda.
We just need most likely we need a fall man instead of anything else like that.
No, we need to take over the media on this planet.
How exactly is the plan?
We didn't?
Well, most of this is your problem. But thankfully, the boss did do enough research to point you in roughly the right direction. Yeah. So, most of the media is owned by a single family. 10,000 years, power accumulates.
Right. As is right and just, yes.
And the current leader of that family is, pushing it in a bit of an age. He's staunchly anti-imperial. But kids, on the other hand, he's got 4 of them, equal stakes. One of them we think has just enough spine missing to be useful. So we need to get you in there, and you need to find some way of making sure that that kid is in charge and under our thumb. And as a little bit of a rub, we had some requests. Some of the other heads that, they would like a rather useful talk show host to give them some good spots so they can air what really happened down in the library and other places. So,
How did they find out we were here?
They're just asking the Inquisitor.
No, they asked the Inquisitor to do Inquisitor stuff.
Okay.
And the Inquisitor has delegated.
And then his secretary, who he delegated to, is now further delegating to.
Yes.
Why she's delegating these to the assault squad, I don't know.
You're not just the assault squad.
Fair enough.
There's 3 people who need to be killed. Why wouldn't we
4.
delegate that to the assassin squad?
Yeah, 4.
4.
Yes.
Remember, there's
Oh,
4
right.
there's 4
The
sons.
the current.
There's
The father.
There's
Yeah,
4
sorry.
to be assassinated, and then 2 to be blackmailed. Have fun.
The talk show host as
The
well.
talk show
as
host
son
as well.
wanted.
Oh, right.
That's an optional mission.
I think
Doesn't
right now
sound
Imperium
optional.
needs every win we can get, to be honest. I'm just going to gesture at the riots out the window.
So originally, I was going to nail this guy after Walter Cronkite, but I'm going to steal Reason O'Dear as the voice of reason, because I actually like that as a talk show host name.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. That's good.
From what I just said.
What you just said, I'm going to steal that because I actually think that's better. I was going to do Walter Cronkite, the most trusted man in America, but no, I do like the voice of reason.
+1 for discard.
I was also just thinking you're just being called. This is the word family, but fair enough.
All right.
Oh,
No
yes.
particulars on how we get rid of those 4. We don't need to make it look like accidents, or
Do we?
I
as
can make
well.
it look like an accident either way.
point.
As long as it doesn't look like the Imperium has come down and murdered them.
Oh,
Stealth is
Okay.
kind of an option. As long as it doesn't trace back to us.
All right, stealth is optional. Bring the bolters.
Mario is going to start like just rubbing his temples, thinking about this. All right. Do you know what part of the hive they are living in?
Oh, of course, in the upper regions.
Do they have any family? Do they have any family rivalries?
Is this he always ask stupid questions?
Yes. It's more the fact I need to know for what and what means I can acquire proper cover.
He wants to false flag it.
Well, it's also the fact that, well, yes, we needed to make sure that the ire falls elsewhere than the Imperium. Ergo, we need to have everything either be accidents or to be having possibly deniabilities.
We could just go up to the guy we
Also-
wanted, offer our services to make sure he inherits.
Also, I know this is very much a thing we don't normally ask from the Inquisitor himself, but I was wondering, is there any technologies that could probably help with this kind of work you probably want to loan out for this?
Oh, you want something in the vault?
I mean, it would be very beneficial to have something that at least some of these people wouldn't know the origin of. I mean, the only thing they had to draw from is that suddenly one of their major governors decided to go crazy and blow his own head off.
Oh, he's still alive.
What did he do after he went nuts?
He's in an asylum somewhere.
Mm.
He removed most of his jaw.
Yeah, but he's definitely still alive.
Look, I'm not saying we need a crazy gum, but having a certain heart attack being canon or something else would.
The problem is, the kind of stuff you would be useful would be very experimental. And he's got loads of stuff up there that's got vague notes. They're just 1 second. All right. Oof. How do we test for this?
In game or out of game?
In game.
Yes.
Because it's not a terrible idea, but I'm not sure how he would do. So, do you want to make me a xenology roll?
Do you want to pull something from the random xenology? Okay, give me a sec.
Xenotech, sorry.
So take advantage. I was gonna say I have more Xenos.
That is the wrong.
Give me a second. I do think I do have Xenotech.
Right?
What?
And this being
you cut out.
I have.
Oh. All right.
And I'm spinning for I'm gonna do the reroll after this one if it goes badly.
Right.
19. Hell yeah.
That's the roll.
Yep.
You actually know what a thing is.
And your influence with the Inquisition is 2.
Sort of.
So we can actually use your influence for once.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Because you have actually done good jobs for him. So she kind of flicks it up. She types some messages in. Yeah. She'll kind of bring out a data slate, like fire some messages in, even say a few messages. Yeah, he says he'll have something sent down from the ship.
Yay.
Not much to burn that, but yeah, it'll be here in a few
3
hours.
seconds later, it appears inside Discard.
Yeah, it gets teleported in.
No. It'll explode. It'll explode the bedrooms.
Of course, it gets teleported in. 6 inches
right.
of the recap pot.
No, not the recap.
I'll be able to set you up with. I'll be able to set you up with 4 funerals and 2 blackmails in short order. Thank you.
2 funerals?
4 funerals, a blackmail.
4 funerals and 2 blackmails.
I might have to change the title of the
if it
episode
was
as
a
well.
proper
Discard's on fire today.
It would.
That was great. That's a great title. Yes, 4 funerals and 2 blackmails.
It was a when he hits, he hits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the movie title is more 4 funerals and a blackmail, but but we need 2 of them, so it's a problem.
You have to go for it.
We'll make it work.
Look, when you fire enough, eventually you hit something.
Yes, I do pun by volume of puns.
Yeah.
I do humor by volume of puns. That's the best way to put it.
All right.
I said do the pious.
Some random artifact is delivered like a tech priest will wander in, but he's kind of the shiftier end of tech priests. That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Right, he's the guy who was cribbing other people's notes in class.
He's
I give
from
him
the
side eye.
Xenobiologicus, not Xenobiologicus. Sorry, what's the tech? There is a
Xenos
faction.
totally not Hereticus.
Yeah, there is a faction of tech priests who do look at alien stuff, isn't there?
Oh, Xenorites.
Yeah, he's a
They're
Xenorite.
completely legit, bro.
Oh, great.
Because of course, some of them will be working for this Inquisitor.
Well,
Naturally.
yes.
I mean, he has to have someone to, maintain all his shit.
Yeah.
Anyone else is gonna ask questions.
Hey, Larry, how you doing?
I'm not Larry.
It's not
Okay,
Larry,
I'm
it's Uncle
sorry,
Eric.
I am ATARY
Lathe.
1.
Okay,
Ah, yes.
Lathe. Anything from the ATA? Damn it! Ray's on fire today too. I see.
That's Atari for those of you listening.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. God damn it.
I've been sent down
But
with one
yes.
of the reclaimed, call it a relic, pieces of interesting technology.
Items?
Yeah. As you may be informed, we have no real idea what these things do. But we have been doing some low-level tests on this one. I think it may be useful.
I mean, we could. I mean, this.
We think
we need secret.
he kind of opens up the crate and it's full of like weird alien devices and something that looks like it's fit over a skull that's not quite human. From the looks of it, this is some sort of brainwashing device.
Right.
We've not really had many volunteers to use it, obviously. And brainwashing servitors has shown us that we can alter their mental pathways, but we don't really know much about it beyond that. So we're very interested in a field test. If you could take copious notes, that'd be much appreciated.
I will ensure to do my own.
And he's kind of like hopping back and forth. Make me a intuition roll.
Oh, God. Okay, hang on a minute.
Intuition.
Intuition.
No.
Put in this one.
I do not have.
There is intuition, yeah.
I should have that. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
If
Hang
you
on.
don't, I have it at 40.
I just don't have it, so I'll defer
Actually,
to
I
you.
have intuition people at 50.
Yep,
right?
that's perfect. Yep. He is a person.
Difficulty?
Average.
All right.
He's very much a person still.
I'm assuming that's challenging. Hey, not horrible failure.
Nice.
This session's on the road to averageness.
We're blowing all of our good rolls at the start.
Correct.
I was promised not a
What
lot
could-
of combat.
What could possibly go wrong? Don't answer that.
Okay, you get the feeling that he's desperate you to invite him along. Like, please, sir, can I come on a field trip with my fancy machine that I'd never get to play with?
How does it work?
We're not entirely sure. We've kind of, you put it in, and then we've got this kind of, we've fashioned a like control unit here. If you use the right prayers, it seems to work. And then you kind of.
How long are those prayers?
Only a short ones, 10 minutes or so. And then it takes a few hours to properly. Well, it took a couple of hours on a servitor. So we assume it would take a bit longer to properly implant whatever suggestion into a human.
So what we're saying is that unfortunately none of us know how to do the paperwork properly for
I
giving
see.
a field report.
Do you happen to know those prayers?
Of course.
Great. We'll need him too, I'm going to tell the secretary, assuming she's in earshot.
She just waits around. She doesn't care.
Good. You're coming with us.
Oh,
It was not a question.
I will, of course, inform my superiors that you have been requested.
No, you
Done.
won't.
He works for the Inquisitor, remember, to be fair. Like this one.
And he's a tech priest. He just shot off like a 4-hour binary conversation in a second.
Oh, the powers of Noosphere or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But remember, in
Alright.
fairness, this one
Yeah,
works
the
for the Inquisitor.
Noosphere.
It doesn't matter if his boss, because his boss works for our boss. So,
I already informed his superior when I told the secretary.
I mean, yeah, from a certain point of view, yeah, true.
Are we in okay? So we're dealing. So
Right.
so gentlemen, let's go over to planning room 2 and let us bring out some whiteboards, some coffee.
Did we get the
recap.
fresh conspiracy board?
No, I have to clean the previous one.
Okay,
All right.
I have a very
Fair
before we
enough.
get started.
Fair
I have a
enough.
very important, not RPG related question.
Right.
Which of the 3 dogs should I send on this mission? Boo Boo, Axelrod, or Bandito?
Bandito.
What are you?
Never mind. Just carry on. All right. So we have suggested implanting. Well, whatever the hell it is he has thing. Let's call that option B.
Okay.
We have
I don't
3
know, I feel
sons
like
who
it should
need
be
to
option
die.
A.
I'll be honest. We're operating on a lot of
Assumptions.
creative interpretations and assumptions with this thing.
Okay.
Like-
so
Okay,
for,
how about this? All right, we try and use it on the father to get him to abdicate, and if it kills him, we don't use it on the son or the talk show host.
That's
Well,
a
then
good
we can use it
plan.
on the
First-
other sons. Yeah, okay.
okay, well, first things first. When it comes to all this, we need to be in the location, so we need to get access to the upper hive, which
Yes.
we nominally have, but we don't have it there for extended periods of time. So we would need
You have
to
access to your bit of the upper hives, like
yes.
the actual gateway is
So-
then.
Well, the main problem we had and where we were going to beforehand is we did not have actual like long term prospects. So we were had to make a quick term plan for ingress. We couldn't really make a longer term scheme there. So
I
and
would
when
just like to remind the class that I have a meltagun now.
you have a multi-gun.
That's
have
true.
It does
You
open
have
some
a
doors.
multi-gun.
You have the
It,
best
it
lockpick in
opens some
40K.
doors and it makes some other ones.
It opens some doors. It
so-
opens some walls. It opens a lot of things.
due to us having AT-AR1 on site, this necessity and his mysterious device, which would necessitate to have some sort of safe house in the area in which if we do black bag any of the associated sons or father to bring them to in a state of secrecy so we can do whatever experimentation or implanting into them that we need to do in the first place.
Gonna look over at Atari and just, yeah, he does that.
Also, we would need to, if at all, when it comes to any of these various nobilities and so forth, we would need either body disposal or ability to either body disposal for disappearances or setting them up to actually, be found but have their deaths written off as something else. Either
We are in a hive.
Should be fairly straightforward.
we're in the upper hive, which has an inordinate amount of surveillance and so forth.
You'd
You
be
say
surprised
hi.
how. Yeah, you're right. But on the other
No
hand, we're
one
also in the
is
upper.
surveilling the
You
elevator
can only
shaft.
stuff so many corpses down garbage chutes. I should know.
No,
I was
the
that
quantity
corpse
is
most of the
pretty much
time.
unlimited.
Depends how
Not-
good your elevator is. If it presses
not a-
them hard enough, you could get a nice pate going.
And not unless you want the garbage chute death sensors to be going off because they are DNA ID locked.
I'm willing to bet, and I acknowledge before the
I'm
Emperor
honest.
that I could make a bet wrong here, that not even the most paranoid upper hive houses are going to be so anal as to ID retinue lock or whatever the internals of their sewer system.
Look,
Well,
they're not
no,
even using a
they're-
half helix bitwise encryption method. Hacking that
they're-
is easy.
We have asked you not to speak nonsense before.
I'm more just talking
When?
about the fact. Okay, so first
I
thing
meant
to do is-
I meant sarcasm. I don't understand what the hell
So
you
we
just said.
need first things first, secure a safe
Yes,
house.
when?
So anyway, it's actionable things: secure a safe house, secure access, and secure itineraries of our targets.
Well, the talk show host itinerary should be fairly straightforward. He's a celebrity and a public figure. He'll
And it's
have a
also-
publisher or a studio.
Yeah, the bigger
go to
issue
them.
with him is going to be not interrupting any of that.
I'm
Also-
going to say
more-
her
also
for that
more
as well, by the way.
Her. All right.
Oh,
Also-
thank you.
Also, more importantly, for all these here, we need to also ensure that we have an order of operations of which to head first, second, and third, and how fast we want to do such things.
Can I make an observation? It might be best if we blackmail the host first. If we get her on board first, we can use her to spin anything else we do.
That's true. That's very true.
That will make-
Propaganda is very powerful.
If the bodies start dropping before we turn her, she might accidentally start making our life more difficult.
That's a good idea. The first thing first is to get the host and her writing staff on side.
All right, so
Because,
let's
you
say
know,
her
she's-
first then.
She's the main thing about the host is she's the credible face. More often than not, we have to deal with whatever management's going on behind them, which is to
Yeah.
change the direction of the. I'm gonna go over and look up. So, what kind of material has they been putting? Has the this news site been putting out? Has it all just been anti-imperial screeds, or is it somewhat of a balanced viewish?
Kind of
probably
balanced,
pretty-
but yeah, slanted against the Imperium, but mostly balanced. That makes sense.
Acknowledge that yes, the Imperials have brought some pretty decent things along with them, but there's also the part where they're burning churches and libraries.
Well, it's
You
the
know,
main.
That's just not a good look.
The main thing is to make it. Well, it's slanted, but the thing about a gradual slope is that it continues it can make sure that everyone rolls and doesn't notice it.
Mm.
We didn't
So-
burn any churches. What are you talking about?
We did.
No,
dealing
they
with-
did. We're dealing with people who did burn churches, you remember.
Oh, right. We're blaming them for burning the library. Sorry, forgot about that.
Yes.
I cast your mind back to the giant fucking second sun that we had to deal with.
Counterpoint,
That
that wasn't
also
us
wasn't
burning a
us.
temple. That was us unscrewing somebody else burning the temple.
No,
But I take the joke.
I'm saying that we didn't do that. Our compatriots, who are the target of this propaganda, did.
And
Yeah,
in fact,
true.
it was like that when we got there.
Which is depressing when you're talking
We
about
cleaned
a
it
giant
up.
temple going
Yeah.
supernova.
Yes,
But yes, correct.
We
I will
did.
say this.
The Imperium caused it.
Well, here's the thing, though. That is
No
an
one can
interesting-
prove that.
Well, here's the
These
thing
temples
about
blow up all the time. Go ahead.
No,
Cisco.
so the thing about that is that may be true that the Imperial caused it, but to the masses. Now, things to say these things would ever have had a problem going forward, had a problem in the past or going forward. So the main thing for that is that the Imperials solved the problem that was caused by local incompetence.
Definitely local incompetence.
That's
If they'd been more
gonna be a
competent, they could have
hard
talked the
sell.
guys out of it.
Because the people who caused it in the first time were very local to the branch of people that were suspected to set the place on fire in the first place. That was the locals. The what do you call it? Was the local Ordos? What do you call? Fuck! I forgot the religious branch of the Imperium. Minotaur. That's the local.
Yeah.
Ministorum.
Minotaurum. Yes, Minotaurm.
I always muddle those up.
Ministorum. There's an S in there.
Ministorum. That's the local Ministorum that was assigned to that area that got overzealous, and we fixed the problem of that was caused by local.
And no one knows about it because we're Black Ops.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Forever the way of Black Ops.
Yes.
So, thinking about the host, I've just been sketching out some notes on the conspiracy board. Realistically, we have to find out when and how we can approach them without being noticed. Whoops, sorry, that last line's gone wrong.
I thought that was
Where
it.
is
That
it?
was your
Find
not
out
being
what she
noticed
actually
going.
has-
Sarkis, could you do us a favor and find out where their material is shot and so forth? Where is the network based?
There are 6 targets, by the way.
I understand.
Yes, there
we're
are.
working on that. We're working on all this.
I got halfway through the table, started writing another bit, and forgot to finish the table. You'll excuse me, I was trying to keep up with the pace of conversation.
No, fair enough.
So, the one thing we're working on here is first things first. Where is the network shooting their material at?
Gray, do I even need to test for that?
No.
Didn't think so.
You need to make a test to look at a TV guide.
Oh no!
Remember when TV Guide was a thing?
Yes.
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 It
it
lied
is,
to me
yeah.
frequently.
Is it still a thing?
Probably.
Yes. In this country,
It's
yes.
hanging on here. It's hanging on.
Who watches cable? Anyway.
Old
Keep
people
on topic.
who use TV
Keep on
Guide.
topic. Come on.
Okay.
We've already
so-
been distracted enough several times today.
So the main thing is infiltrating the studio, so we can get material on our host, hit her manager, and make sure the entire studio is scanned into our favor. So the first thing is finding out the leverage. So that comes from getting on site. To get on site, either we need to get hired in, infiltrate and sneak in while it's closed, or something like that to get access to their systems.
Studio is one option. I'd say the other one would be her personal life. Might be another opportunity for blackmail. So
No,
her
this is-
personal quarters might not be a bad shout either.
Well, the thing is that the host again is just the first. The host is the front person on the TV. They're the getting them on side. But I don't think she does entirely her own stories.
Hmm.
We would need her entire crew as well on site for this as
Or
well.
at least her writers.
Her writers, her
True,
writers,
yes.
her manager, and herself.
Now, mind, we can't just go for them because she's probably going to take issue if we don't get her on side before they start making those changes.
I'm just saying it's not just the one person. It's something we need to make an entire. We need to make an entire hit on each. We need to make the entire hits, universally on this. And then also we need to have our 4 funerals and 1 blackmail.
Can I again suggest that we sort out the other blackmail before the bodies start dropping them?
Yes. Okay. That's
the host.
So here's the thing.
Well, no, there's 2 blackmails, remember, because we're dealing with the other
right,
son
yeah.
that we want parachuted in. And if we
So-
get him on board before the
I mean-
bodies start dropping, he's ready to immediately
So-
step into the breach.
Let's get
He's an
this
oligarch.
first.
It's not going to be that hard to convince him. Hey, we're going to kill everyone who might get in the way of your ascension.
Yes.
Well,
so first,
yeah.
let's make contact with the first son, get him on board, use his leverage of his position of the studio to get hired. His position to get hired into the studio, get the information in the studio to blackmail the host, and then after we have the son and the host on site, we start wiping out the people overhead. How's that sound for order of operations?
It's a start. It's a start.
Okay.
Hopefully,
so-
if we get the weak son on board, he'll also be able to give us more information about how the father and the son operate, which gives us opportunity.
Yes, the main thing is that we need the start of the first thing. So the first thing is make contact, get on board. Don't worry, ARI. We will definitely use your machine on one of the people that we might. We need someone to test this on first.
I mean,
Not
like I
it.
said before, we could, instead of jumping directly to murder, we could use that on one of the other targets.
Well, we need to know what it does first.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying.
AATRE, you want to try that on me?
That's a terrible idea.
Wow, okay. Wasn't where I thought that was going to go. I thought we might last 1 session without self-experimentation, but okay.
He,
Okay,
of course, used it on you.
okay.
He's
Mario.
got half out the box already.
Mario, without wishing to borrow too many secret phrases from the telepathic, I do feel obligated to ask you now, are you sure that's a sensible idea?
No, it's not. But
Case
We need-
fucking closed. Go right ahead.
Yes.
All right,
need-
fair enough.
we need to have it. We need to figure out what it does to somebody, and I'm sure whatever you do to me will not be nearly as will be as safe and experimental. And we also need to know what it's like when it's used on somebody from the used on perspective. So that means somebody would have to volunteer to sit in the chair and have it done to them, so they can give at least some form of report on it, and that somebody's going to end up being. And there's only one person I trust with being able to survive that, and that's me.
Saying something that potentially gets taken out of context later, then, what is it exactly you want implanted into you with this device? I will
doesn't have to
punch
give
whoever
us kind of an
sniggers.
answer, does he?
I will
That's
punch whoever sniggers. I'm just
That
warning you
is
now.
that is the broad question. What would be a good idea to implant in my brain to ensure that to test the extent of the thing indoctrinational process?
A change in your taste in recaf, perhaps, might be the simplest possible starting point.
Try my taste in absinthe instead. That's also a very subtle thing. Gray, what do you want to? Gray, what kind of price am I going to have to pay on this level to try this
I
out?
have no idea.
You're going to turn your character into a vegetable, you know.
Yes.
Well, it's only on a
that's-
botch. Only on a botch.
That's
The
what-
Imperium
that's-
is okay with
Don't
me.
worry, I think I can fix a broken brain with my psychic power.
All right.
All right,
That
Ooh,
is
how
great
about
to
this?
know.
No, fuck.
Where are you doing this? Are you just going to do it in his office? The section-
No,
No, we're
we're
back in our-
the Inquisitor's office. Jesus
We
Christ.
should be back in our quarters by now.
No, we are in. No, we're in. Look, I say we're in planning. We're in planning room 2.
Yeah, we have the conspiracy board and everything. We're not doing this in front of the secretary. She gets enough fun out of her day job. She doesn't need to see this cell fucking about.
We're in
trying to
the most dignified place to try any sort of experimentation, Gray. A conference room.
Oh, yes. well,
yeah, true. Yeah,
The sandwiches, like the lady from the cafeteria with the sandwiches rolls in, sees you like strapping someone to the table with all this weird kit. Just like, normal day. Sandwiches down.
Yep.
walks
Yeah,
out.
pretty much. Carry on,
Thank you.
carry on.
Okay, I
Alright.
was wrong. I cannot fix a broken brain with the powers I have.
No, but I do understand the mechanicus of a fine line interpretation if his brain gets really
Do I want to sit my? Do I want to sit in this thing?
You're the one who
don't-
fucking volunteered, man. It's up
Yes.
to you.
broken.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
you
your choice.
volunteered
At the end
for
of
it.
the day, if you want to back out, go ahead and back out. But
We
All
could have
right,
just
tell us
grabbed
now.
some
I think-
rando, but no,
think
you had to
that-
do it.
I think the most effective way to see if it trains them as trait is for me to be able to swap one talent for another talent at random
You
at,
know,
at GM's discretion.
as long
Yeah.
as it's a mental talent rather than.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't suddenly grow huge muscles. But yeah, no, I like that idea. What do you think?
That's
Alright.
actually, that could come in handy. Nah, we wouldn't.
No, we
That's
never get to
not-
use it again this way.
Not to exploit,
Yeah.
you know. That's up to grade for it. That's a great enough, good enough pay. It's good enough to pay.
Give it a go.
And here's the thing: the people of everyone else, since I'm not the one giving you the thing, and I sit in the chair, gets to pick which talent gets to go to the gets to get thrown
I
into
don't
the
even know what
into
your
the.
talents
No,
are.
no, we full random it.
Okay.
Yep.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
we're gonna have to look at what he has.
Okay,
and
great.
Oh yeah.
Make sure
Okay,
we
great.
don't-
Make my sheet visible to everybody.
It is
This-
visible. You just open it.
All right, so I'm guessing if we're trying to affect a part of his psyche here,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
I'd
we're gonna
argue
have
it's
to
some
figure
sort
out
of
which
willpower
one.
check to resist, because I feel
Yeah.
like if you're having your brain rewritten, it would certainly be willpower to defend against.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think Faithful's on the list. Iconbearer.
I can bear. Isn't that a physical thing?
No, that's I have to have the faith for it for the work in the first place.
Artistic
No, I mean,
painting.
Doesn't icon bearer kind of rely on the fact that you have an icon to bear?
It does, but the thing is that the only reason why the icon would work is due to
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that anyone can have an icon, but only he can use it, like to call
Fair,
down the
that's-
god.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
So he might lose his connection to the God Emperor.
my
Alright.
faith in the God Emperor.
It'd be hilarious if he ended up losing his hypno indoctrination stuff.
If you
Can
do
you?
want to switch, well, here's the thing: that would knock out artistic painting and secret identity. So if you want
Well,
to,
no, hypno indoctrination itself is not on the list. I'm talking about the ones that you got
mean,
from it.
if
Yeah.
okay. If I wanted to deal with the math, I would essentially be nicking. If you knock him indoctrination off, I will take off painting and secret identity along with it.
Is combat master mental or physical?
That's a physical. That's discipline training.
Right.
That sounds like mental to me. I don't know.
It's combat experience. So if you want me to lose combat master, I will. And want me to have risk combat master.
I'm just trying
Let
to
me go
figure
for
out
it.
what we're gonna roll here, dude.
Everything.
All right. The last wires get clicked in. Okay.
Gentlemen, before we begin this experiment, I just want to say that I think this is a whole new high and low for this cell that I didn't
Oh,
actually think
terrible
we
idea.
could possibly achieve.
Beginning calibration.
So let's
But-
press the button and see what happens.
Presses
Before
the
we throw the switch,
Yeah.
I would just like to say this was his idea.
Oh, yeah.
That is good to have in the notes. For
One second,
future
one second.
reference.
He runs over. He
Yep.
starts a pitcaster up that's facing discard. For the camera, can you confirm that you are doing this willingly?
For the sake of the God Emperor, I consign my soul to whomever who for his seat on Holy Terror.
Excellent. Beginning calibration. He presses a button and needle shoot it to your brain. Only hurts for a second, but you know. Ooh.
It only
Okay.
hurts for a second and then nothing.
All right.
That's how this
Beginning
typically goes.
the indoctrination. He begins chanting and pressing buttons. And at one point, he kicks it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, obviously, at some point, the guy who was working on this before got frustrated and kicked the machine, and then it started working. So
And
therefore,
now
that's
it's in the rules.
That's part of the yeah.
Yep, that's the way it works.
That's how it works.
That's important.
True enough.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Tech Priests. That's how it works.
Yay! Do I need to?
Even
roll
though that was
willpower,
hard.
Gray?
That was a minus 31. Still impressively. And yeah,
Oh, there's
waves.
the disadvantage for you. Permanently hearing elevator music. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Just wave after wave of stuff goes into your brain.
music for the rest of my fucking English breakfast for the rest of my days.
Okay, so the rest of you, this is actually really boring. There's no flashing lights, no like whirly thing going on. There's no voices booming in the room. It's just him kind of twitching with like glass
Which
eyes.
means, weirdly, it's probably the nicest afternoon on the job we've had in several months.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
Sure.
Someone, it's somewhat unsettling. Or
Well, yeah,
I'm just gonna
sorry.
wander
You're
over-
finding this unsettling.
I'm gonna wander over into the canteen and just grab a cup of recaf.
Oh, thank you.
right. So
Mine.
Enjoy a
just leave it alone
sandwich.
if you want.
I'm sitting here ready to roll willpower with a fade point Gray.
yeah,
When you're
after
ready.
6 hours,
Jesus.
it kind of. I'm going to say that the quims are a ting. And it's like done. And like these needles come out, and like he walks over and waves some holy incense under Mario's face. Now we see if it
Huh?
works. Roll
All right,
me.
so-
What we got? 1, 2.
So I have toughness, fortitude. Do you think I need to,
It'll be a willpower check
Okay.
to resist against his successes.
Remember, you
Oh.
can voluntarily. Well, I guess it doesn't.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Well, now you're a failure. So
Yeah, you can voluntarily fail checks.
okay. But anyway, so that was there's your failure.
You have been brainwashed. So
Congratulations.
roll me. What is it? You've got faithful, icon bearer.
1, 2. We'll throw combat master on there just
3.
because 3, 4, and
I'm counting
5. And well, throw secret identity on there. If I forget who I used to be, I don't. I
Yeah.
don't really have it.
Yeah, straight D6.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
call.
D6.
Or you can also throw well prepared on there because it does take a mental fortitude to have.
No, well
you know,
prepared is.
this-
But you're used to anticipating material needs to complete the mission, so yeah, would be that as well.
All right, so
Turns out you have
So-
more mental traits than we thought.
D7.
I'm not just I'm not just a slab.
Well, it depends how well this goes.
Icon
It
bearer.
actually has a model for a D7.
It had to be the third one.
It will do anything. You could do like
No, I know it'll roll whatever die you want. I didn't realize that it actually had a model of a D7 to
Oh.
throw.
oh, does it? Didn't notice that.
Just rolled it. All right, so which one is that, Gray?
That's well, icon bearer.
Yep.
Okay,
You're
good.
no longer
All
an
right.
icon bearer.
Okay. Icon bearer
And
has been
now-
removed.
There's a D7.
Eh,
There
that's
is.
Right.
Now we figure out what you've replaced it with.
Yes.
Make it something to
Shall
check
we
in
just
with,
roll on the hypno indoctrination table?
or whatever the tech priest would have put in place. I mean, no one
Well,
really.
this
no
is
one
a
really
bit
knows.
random. So, what are the hit
Okay.
indoctrination to random talents table? The random talents table is pretty.
Where's random talents?
I can roll it if you want.
Go ahead. You do it. Go ahead.
Tenacious. Wow.
Self-care, you down. I just become more. Wow.
You're less easy to get stunned. You've lost your faith.
You've
But I
lost your
become more
faith and you've
stubborn.
replaced it with bare-chested pissed offness.
So essentially, I'm still faithful, but I'm just. It's now I just lost what I'm faith in. It's just like, I know I'm
no.
still as stubborn as I used to be.
No,
I just
here
lost
we
the
go.
faith part of it.
Your faith has gone from I am the light in the darkness to you will not break me.
Mm-hmm.
Sensible.
Okay.
So, can you answer me these ranging questions? And he'll start going into stuff about your faith. Obviously, that's what was
Yes.
chosen. And
I'm
yeah, you
great
do.
on that.
You feel that different. You're less about prioritizing. You don't want to. You don't care about bringing people to the Emperor's World. You're about defending the Emperor.
He's unholy terror. To be fair, everyone should go to them on their own accord and not be dragged. It's what is faith without finding the light in their own ways.
I have a psychic power here.
Oh
Yeah?
no. Hang on. I'll step out of the room. Go on.
No, it failed. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Well, would you
You can try it again after a while. There's no.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't.
If you want to, go on ahead.
And yes, I am assuming that the blank moves away. That one.
There we go.
There you go.
Hey, I need to actually check what that gives me because I don't have it open immediately. I know it's something about surface
Can I
spots and shit.
I have a question, Mr. ATAR1. Do you happen to have any Medi-gel for the holes in my scalp?
Mental interrogation. I can learn about an
Hmm.
object, location, or creature significant to the target and the nature of its importance, as well as general mood and stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, I can tell that the tech priest checks out. He's less of a firebrand and more of a wall
Yeah.
of faith now.
You can tell because you'll have done this on him at some point in the past. You've been around him to know his brain.
We've been friends for a while, yeah. Or colleagues.
Colleagues, yeah.
Strong word.
So I keep referring to hooking girls as a colleague instead of a friend, and it winds up nothing.
Well, she can deal considering what a maniac she is. I'd like to turn around and point out.
What an absolute
Yeah.
era
See, if
she
I'd
is.
gotten 3, I could have seen what it was like from the inside of this.
Oh,
Ooh,
that would have been fun.
that would have been
Whatever.
weird.
All right, I'm going to okay, Mr. So on the inside, and I will give him. I'll
purging
try
for
to.
fun.
Can I have some of that recap? If you could, I need a stiff one before.
Hey, it's dark. I literally don't notice because I have photo contact.
The lights flicker
Great.
as he comes up.
Would it be a routine xenotech test to write a report on being on the inside of it?
Yes.
I write a good report on what it was like to be in the machine.
Excellent.
Okay,
ATR1.
So what? Go ahead.
He's much appreciative, and he's going to add that to the growing documentation on this weird machine, which is going to make the Inquisitor very happy and may be able to get this guy a grant. But yes, you also know what this is. It's going to take you about 6 hours to brainwash someone.
Yes, and
Okay.
more and less indoctrination and more changing the nature of their changing their nature.
We are literally burning new pathways into their neural nets.
Which in many ways is better. Because
Yes.
unless they've been scanned by that person before, there's going to be no way of telling that you've altered them.
True. I suppose, to be fair, if they still have a major personality flip, someone who knows them well enough might spot there's been a change, but they won't know that it was us who did it.
It would at least seem subtle enough that it would be something that they would come across as as being convinced of something. This is basically I have AT401. What do you designate this one in Low Gothic?
Right?
I'd just like to point out
what
that
do you
you
have-
didn't get his name right.
He hasn't got his name right
AT
once. ATR.
ATR.
ATAR. What?
ATAR.
ATAR1. I'm sorry.
Yes.
They call him A41 or something.
Just call me R1.
Okay, R1. What machine is this? What do you have for Low Gothic indicator for this machine?
You just call it the Brainwasher.
I would call it the Mind
Seems fitting.
Changer. I would call it the Mind Changer instead of having it used on
Not
there.
a significantly better name.
But that's
It's a more accurate one, in
But it
fairness.
is more accurate.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd say it's significantly less, what's the name? Threatening.
Yeah, it does have a less of a negative connotation, but
I mean, it is more insidious too because
no, but I have come up with a much better name for it.
Go ahead, sir.
The Cerebian
Right.
Baptisma.
Bless
That's
you.
more high. That is more High Gothic. We'll have it as a High Gothic designation.
Cerebian Baptisma.
Cerebrum Baptisma.
Cerebrum Baptisma. You know what? As the character of this machine, we will delegate to your
It's your
Inspiration.
thesis, bro. Do what you want.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
the rest of us are just gonna keep calling it the Brainwasher.
or the Mind Changer.
Nope.
The cranium cracker.
We all have different
No,
names.
that's
The Noodle Scrambler.
We all stubbornly just call it. We all stubbornly call it their own thing.
Yeah, everyone calls it something slightly different.
Noodle
Yep.
Scrambler's pretty good.
Anyway, so as we are, so now that we know what it does, and I have my headache medicine. Not from the machine itself. It's just that the fact that it has a lot of little, very thin needles, and I have a lot of holes poked in my skull at the moment.
Yeah, I imagine you're gonna need some bandages too.
But they're very,
Yeah.
very thin
They're
needles.
thin.
though.
They only bled a little bit. He's
I mean,
probably
hardly
got
at
a few
all.
tracks of blood down his face, but that's probably about it. They probably
Well,
healed
the
quite
main
quickly.
The main problem is a person who's undergone the many dental works at the moment. Freaking
Be right back.
the needle tracks from anesthetics fucking stack up. You know what I mean?
Here's my question, basically. We have this device that will allow us to completely alter a part of the person's personality. Definitely, possibly also totally rather completely change up their brain. I assume we
Right.
are reserving this for the 4 targets who we were going to originally just flat out kill. There's not much point trying to use this on someone we're trying to blackmail because it seems an unnecessary extra step.
I mean, we could just have each different of our four hosts, change their mind about inheriting.
Ah, yeah, so divorced, beheaded, fell off a cliff, survived is the method we're going for, is it? That's a reference Gray will get.
Let's not talk about the dating habits of Wuthering Heights. All right.
Not quite, but close. Fair enough. Close. All right, fine. So we have this device. Let's focus down on the host and the weak sun first, then find out what we can about them. If we can get both of them into position, then dead or black or brain altered, we can deal with the other 4 afterwards.
Yes. So first things first is just getting into the orbit in which we can getting into their orbit, and then getting into their good graces.
Well,
Might
if we
have
want
to
to do
some
this
more-
news host first,
I'm back. Sorry about
how?
that.
Look, we're
No,
dealing
you're
with the we'll deal with this. We'll deal with the sun first. We can use him to get to the the news host, because I'm sure that the fourth son can get us hired on at the broadcasting network, so we can infiltrate the broadcasting network if we get the fourth son on site first.
Fair point.
So
I assume Gray, the secretary, at least give us like the basics of, oh yeah, the weak son, some basic names, you know?
Yes.
Because if I have to go and find a phone book, all right, we'll start A, work our way down.
Now, the octogenarian, the current head of the final is Fox Grimes the 19th.
He's only an octogenarian?
Yeah,
He's an
Do
achiever.
they not have rejuvenate on this planet?
possibly not.
Nope.
Apparently not, no.
not
As
everywhere
someone who
has.
now qualifies for a rejuvenate treatment, I find this disturbing.
Well, look at it this way. The better we do, the sooner we get out of here and the sooner you get rejuvenate.
Well then,
And his kids are Fox the 20th, Can, Abaca, and Havoc.
Gray? No.
What's that?
I understand these are various
Fox
20th
the
century.
20th.
This is 20th century with Fox. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's very deliberate.
Yes.
No, I know it's still deliberate. That's my problem with it.
I've got to have some fun with these names.
Yes.
So, I told you, these people have been running this thing for centuries.
It is what it is. All right. Well, I'm gonna go put the starving artist outfit on and go find some real estate. What? When is your
Sorry,
turn?
that is out of character laughter. It was just that's an enjoyable sentence, and I'm just enjoying the moment.
Okay.
It's the nonchalance. It worked well. All right. Right,
Alright.
fine. So yes, we've got Mario's going to go and sort out somewhere to set up the totally not starving Artist studio. I turn to the rest of you for face work. We might have to convince ourselves upon actually have someone speak with the Sam and the blank. Be the best person for that job.
I'm not much better, but I am also a noble, so I do technically have the right.
True.
I mean, you are technically now an off-world noble, and you could leverage that level of interest. You could go to some salons and so
At
forth,
the very least, I still have distracting. So
just be distracting with just how pompous you can be. I have a question,
Well,
Gray.
there's
Do
more things
these
in
people frequent, say, gentlemen's clubs, not the stripper kind, but the
You have no
the,
idea.
the-
I'm not telling you everything.
Fair enough. All right.
If you were making a roll alongside that, he might.
It was more the fact that was more the fact of just now my brain is going towards PG Woodhouse, as it was wont to do, of gentlemen's clubs and things like that for people who want to be out of the house. Now the main question is, what do I roll to find a studio apartment in the where do I find the low side of the high side of the high society?
I don't think we can afford a studio apartment. It's got 4 walls and a roof.
Look, I'm just gonna use the idea that I'm gonna use the excuse that I have patronage and I have my own money to, Gray, what's the cost of the high society living thing in the book again?
Armory. Services. Excellent Travel, they want travel. Accommodation, excellent lodges is 200. Private
Well,
upper height
well-
suite
Yes.
a day.
It's not that bad. Oh, per day.
Well done.
Just enough of a thing there to let you think, oh, that's not too bad.
All
Wait,
right,
just for him to
translate
start
for
talking and
advantage.
then a
I'm
day.
going to hit. I'm going to hit the inquiry. Hello, my name is. What was my? What was my freaking artist name again? Give me a second.
I love to think you're doing this in character. What's my name?
What's my artist name again?
Oh yeah, no, my name is Sin. Oh yeah, my name is Sin Constantine. My Sin Constantine. I'm a up and comer who has just acquired a decent patron now House Fox, and I am looking for accommodation so I may be closer to my to the those who give me work.
And?
Do you know a good, decently priced place up here?
No.
You don't know of a good, decently priced place?
Up here?
If we're lucky, we might get a closet.
He gave me an advance of some small amount.
Well, that's nice. You can advance that small amount down to the lower hive. We deal with respectable people in this area. This is a bulkheaded community.
They have the HOAs and everything.
No, there's literally like a huge sealable bulkhead that locks this entire area off.
Yep.
Probably needed at this altitude.
Yes. And see, I'm assuming this is like on the doorway as well, like on the outside. Entry here is by invitation, or at least by piles of cash you never dreamed to have seen.
All right, I will slink away very sadly. But first, I'm going to make a painting.
Of her.
Yes, of her, and I will give it to her. And I will sit down. I will sit down. Okay, I'll just give me a second over there. I will sit down with my easel. Work of it.
Saddest painting ever.
Sir, you're lowering the property values. Move along, please. This is no bourgeois area. This is the upper hive. I will have you forcibly removed. I will have you forcibly removed.
God. We're in the middle. We're in middle class territory.
Right.
Just high enough for heirs, but just low enough for insecurity.
I'm going to start pulling Mario away gently.
I
And
will.
then
My
when he
painting.
inevitably resists, I'm going to make it much less gentle.
I will.
Gently.
Well, here's the thing. I've already. Look, I'm just already thinking. I've just shoved the painting. I've shoved the painting down the thing and left. It's a elegant thing of my middle finger. It's an elegant sketch.
Not another middle finger of St. Teresa's. God, how many times do you paint the same painting?
As many as it takes.
It's a rendition of the cheese. It's a rendition of a cheese. Of a cheese. Of an homage to an homage.
A rendition of a cheese.
I
Yes,
see
a
you
rendition.
two have watched New Down the Rabbit Hole.
I've watched the actual someone doing an actual reading of the entire thread. All right.
I've played Dwarf Fortress.
My favorite part being homages
I just
to
said Down the
homages.
Rabbit Hole because that's the most recent thing that's come
Yeah.
out.
All right. Well, anyway, so too expensive for our tastes.
Basically, yes. For security reasons, they're not just going to let anyone in.
Well, if you can't live in their live under their roof, you can live in their walls.
Can you?
Well, finding a proper vent and finding a proper vent and ventilation shaft, yes. I mean, this is a hive city.
Why are we going to be in the ventilation shafts again?
Because it's less expensive than living under the roofs.
Is it?
Unless we can get the Inquisitor's secretary to give us a line of credit to acquire accommodations
Yeah, like fuck is that
to
gonna happen?
for
It's
Oh, you
not.
don't need
It's not
that.
even credit. It's like a security thing that they don't want anyone just buying in.
well, fair enough. Well, it's okay. So they're not giving us something just on money on its own right. Okay.
And I doubt they'll take my barony, so
Because you won't be a baron of this place.
Yep, that's the
and
problem.
even if I was, the anti-imperial sentiment.
Well, if we can't do that, we can base first things first is just do our inquiries of the area in its own right, rather than just setting up. I wanted to set up safe house first and then work out from there, but I guess we can work out from the inquisitorial area. So I'm just gonna do a base inquiry for
Gave
finding
up
out more about the
pretty
foxes.
quick on that safe house.
Yep.
I mean,
You
if
didn't
we're
even try to
getting
rent a storage unit
like,
or a storefront.
Or a landing
no,
pad.
I'm not the only person who makes rolls here. You want to try going through those?
You're
You
the
want to pursue
talky
those?
one.
I don't
I'm
have
not the
inquiry.
talking one. He's the talking one. That's why I was going to roll inquiry for the next thing. I have rapport inquiry, which is the best thing I can say for which is leveraging along the seat. And I didn't, and then I only got a marginal failure. So if anyone wants to touch their dice, I'm more than happy to share.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm very much not a talky guy.
What other things do you have?
I have gun.
Shooting our way in isn't going to work in this situation. Save that for shooting our way out.
The optimism.
Shooting our way through?
I know. I mean, it's sarcasm. I mean, you have charm and you have inquiry. You have inquiry 46.
No, I don't. I don't have any ranks in inquiry. What are you talking about?
We need a rank of inquiry. You have the specialization without a rank. You just done it beforehand. It's a subsection of rapport.
All right, I do have ranks in rapport. It's true.
Great. Okay, Taryn, please walk away from whatever you're doing at the moment, back to your computer, and play the game with us.
I am looking at my computer at this very moment, in fact. So I guess I'll walk away from that and go back to making French fries. No, I am joking. Gray, I'm going to see if I can find us something I can rent, not accommodations, maybe a storefront or a storage unit.
Something with enough space in it to throw a chair and maybe a couple of cots.
And
Going to use our contact network from our Inquisitor to help me out with this.
Yep.
Would this be a challenging or worse?
Probably more difficult. What challenging? +10.
Right.
Minus 10.
I'll
what?
roll it difficult terrain.
I will give you my assistance with that if you wish.
I have advantage already though.
There we go. That was weird.
All right, a 71. Wait,
For
no.
some reason, all of the images just refreshed on my end. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, me too. So you know.
So Gray, a nice place with some soundproofing. Maybe a basement.
I really hope they're not asking why we need that.
They'll probably be able to give you a basement. I mean, you know.
Then again, if you're asking a real estate agent for a soundproof basement, they probably know not to ask questions because
They don't want to ask those questions.
Oh, you just
I
want
don't
to
ask for a soundproof basement. I just look at a lot of options.
What would be the purpose of the place?
I'm starting an art studio.
Okay. It might be able to get you a very small area.
Fantastic. I don't have a lot of art to do yet.
Just
starting out, you
know. It would be obviously in the business section, which is sealed off from all other areas for security, but you'll get like a pass to come and go during working hours.
Right. Great. I got us a less dangerous house, guys.
How much is the cost, though?
200 a day.
Probably 200 a day.
We're gonna have to move
Between
fast.
us. Between us, we can make that.
Yeah, and plus, we're not going to be here for super long.
I mean, the standard level time of operations would, we don't know how long it's going to take to actually, what's the word? Make contact and convince a guy. I mean, if we want to bonk him in the head and put him down for 6 hours,
I mean,
fair
I
enough.
figured
But...
we were just using it for the brainwashing, but
no, there is a lot
sorry,
more than
mind
just.
changing.
6 of one, half a dozen the other.
All right, we'll work on that. Also, we need to have so. I'll get to painting.
Thank
We
you.
need to have.
How
We
much?
need to have.
I was going to say, what do we settle on you painting? What are you painting here for this?
Oh, how about the
Uh,
usual? A couple of nice landscapes, some Imperial cruisers, maybe an orc horde or two.
Or a couple of depictions of the God Emperor, that kind of stuff.
Washington crosses the Delaware, but it's 40K.
The entire river is made of bullets.
Where is my paint? Where is my art skills?
How about a Titan fighting off a horde of Eldar? That's always goes over well.
True.
No.
No, I'm not painting a Titan.
I was saying well, and I was rolling. So has 3 degrees of success for just basically just doing quick work.
You're
It's in the
basically
classical.
just making it look like we're actually using it as an art space.
It's in the neoclassical style.
What would that be in the 40k?
Don't know.
The different variant of cherub.
Anyway, so the room you've
Old
got
school Space Marine helmets.
is kind of like
Beakies? Hell yeah.
Beakies, yeah.
Fuck yeah, beakies.
Mm-hmm.
Helmet.
Yeah.
What's a beaky?
Discard, you have been playing 40K with us for how long and you don't know what a beaky is?
It's a pointy Space Marine helmet. The point goes forward, not up, so they're not bad guys.
The sort of
Right.
bird-shaped Space Marine helmet.
The Corax guys, right.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I thought that was
it is officially the Corax pattern helmet.
Yes. Well then. So now we have a location, and we are. So we have 6. So that's 6 ways for this day of operations. How much do we need to subtract, right, from our collective quarter?
Oh shit! I don't think I actually.
Or you know what?
My payment for the
Pardon.
last session. How much was that?
We did. You basically one rare item.
Yeah, I thought we got like regular paid too.
Yeah, got you 200.
Yeah, I didn't mark that down.
But I said a budget then for.
I thought I heard something too.
I'll chew more quietly.
How squeaky are those fries you've made?
Sorry, it's not Corax pattern, it's Corvus pattern.
Corvus, isn't it? Yeah.
Corvus.
It's
yeah.
In fairness, they're both the fucking Primarch's names, so.
Yeah, in fairness, they're both bird name. Pun, as it were.
A pun or play on words.
Pun may not be quite the right word, but
But anyway, from the subscribing for the day, we will need to figure out where and what and how to talk to certain peoples. So essentially, the entire place is the business section is housed out from the housing area. Then, right, Gray?
Yes.
Yes. This is the area set up so the rich can come in and do their shopping without having to deal with anyone else.
Do we have a? Do we need to get picture? Okay. Well, first thing, we need to get pictures of the. We have pictures from the secretary of the person we're looking for.
Yeah, just you'll have like the basic data files. They're popular enough figures that to figure out who they were. Not popular,
The local
famous.
Wikipedia has their faces.
It's not likely we're going to run into them on the street, though. But we can always keep an eye out for them. They do their shopping.
I mean, this guy's apparently kind of a black sheep, so he might actually be doing his own shopping.
That would be useful.
But I should point out this isn't like they're not going food shopping. This is for not pure fancy.
No.
Like artwork.
Well, no,
and
you
stuff
your
like that.
servants.
You know what?
I
have.
I figured he still might. They still might not do that in person just because of how.
You know
rich they
what?
are.
As a thing, I have a picture of him. Right. I'm gonna do a portrait rendition, painting a portrait rendition of him from the pic cast photo I have, and we're putting that out front of the store.
Front. You're in a basement. I should really describe the basement. Sorry, I keep trying, but yeah.
Oh, we only have the basement. That's
Yes,
fine.
you have. When I say the basement, you've probably got like a 4-meter square room at the bottom of some steps at the back of an alleyway, with maybe
That is itself down like 3 flights of stairs.
Yes, it's down some stairs. There's one working light. Because this is a high-end district, no one's used it as a toilet though. That's up on quite a few alleyways you've been in.
Saves a lot of
Well,
cleaning.
no one's used as a toilet yet.
I mean, you've arrived.
Wow.
You immediately lower the class of the entire neighborhood.
Good.
Not
fuck.
noticeably. I mean, I did start this game off filthy rich after all.
Okay,
You
yeah,
make some
but
fair point.
not in that level of filthy rich.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah, no,
hyper rich. You know.
I don't know. They weren't imperial.
You started out rich. These fuckers are wealthy.
Valid. But they're not imperial standards of wealthy.
You're in the area, but no one's just going to stumble across you. Which, in many ways, is perfect for what you want, but you're not going to be able to stick your artwork outside and like people go, "Ooh, let's go into their shop."
No, we're definitely not going to be able to attract the mark. We're going to have to go and get him.
That's what you're going to have to do, the artistic equivalent to putting someone with a sign outside doing flips.
Well,
What you mean, putting discard outside doing painting?
I don't think they're going to allow him to do that, unfortunately.
No. This is not the. I mean, down in the outside the library, that's much more of like a cosmopolitan area. That kind of thing was expected. Up here, we don't want filthy artists painting stuff.
Too bad we couldn't afford exterior stairs. Oh well.
You know, if more than one of us had the theater, artistic theater talent, we could do guerrilla theater.
Appreciate that either.
What's up?
Guerrilla theatre is
I
not
think
going to
if
do
they
more.
wanna
Yeah.
No one appreciates guerrilla theater. That's why it's guerrilla.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't change the fact we're in a rich ass neighborhood that doesn't like any artists. They're not going to like more of the
Well, no,
artists
they
they
like
don't
artists. They like artists.
Yeah.
Just not when they have to actually interact with them.
Well, okay, yeah.
Anyway.
You know, true.
Artists turn up to unveil the latest tax dodge, and then they get shuttled off
Yes.
somewhere else, and that's all you have to do with them.
Satire.
I go, oh, yes, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go take a recap bar, or a corpse starch bar. Tape it to a wall across the street, and just walk back and then sit down and go back down.
Art. If you don't
Make me
get
an
it, you're a
art check.
plebeian.
And then I'm going to put a plaque underneath it.
Right, make me a roll.
What kind of roll, Gray?
Art.
This,
So what do you roll for art?
well, that's not classical one, so you know.
Definitely not. Well, actually, it may be at this point.
I'm referencing the age-old. You know what? Yes, I'm referencing an age-old Terran. Classic.
Hasn't said my name.
Even these backwater idiots must have heard of. And if
Fair
no one
enough.
gets
You know
it,
what? Let's
you
have
get
that.
to
Let's
call
have-
them the plebs.
Yep.
No, I don't. No, I
Oh,
don't.
whole district full of plebs. Amazing.
It immediately gets
Plebs.
taken down by a cleaning servitor
Wow.
who eats it.
You haven't gone 5 steps. It's like it was waiting for you to walk away so it could clean up.
It's been following you around since you entered the district. It just like, fell in step
It
behind
knows.
you. Everywhere you go, the thing just watching, waiting for you to make a litter.
Anyway, no, okay. None of that.
Spray painting.
Just been. I'm just kidding.
He tried to spray paint the servitor. He completely missed.
Now the servitor's trying to
Just
remove
stick a
you from the
banana
district.
on his back.
Anyway, so attracting our mark is the main question here.
Yep. I recommend spear fishing. We send him an email. We send him a message.
Okay, so we go capture his mother's and no wait,
What?
wrong message.
Wrong
Sorry,
kind of
wrong message.
spearfishing. We're not literally using spears.
Look,
Yeah.
we're not okay. So we're not going to smuggle a horse head onto his bed, right? Wrong message.
Ooh,
We're not
talking
the
of
mob.
smuggling. High class
We're not
district.
doing that step 1.
I'm a
We
lot
might do
better
that
at
as a
smuggling
must.
this-
No, you have to do some smuggling.
Yes. Oh, we do.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna let us take our guns in here.
No. They're also
Yeah, no,
probably
they're
not going
really
to
not.
let you take a tech priest full of with a rather suspicious crate in. 'Cause Tech priest,
Art.
tech
I
priest.
don't
Well,
expect you to
yes,
understand.
if you can convince them that, yes. But at the moment, tech priests are very much not a thing of this world and out like a sore thumb.
And also they did just sort of burn
fair.
that library.
Yes. He's also
we're
not
either gonna
exactly.
we're either gonna have to convince the locals to let him in, or we're gonna have to convince him to take off the red robe.
Not just the red robe. It's the whole tentacles macadendrite thing.
That's true. but
Stands
we can
out a
cover
little
that
bit,
up
you
with
know.
a different color of
Can we?
cloak.
Look,
describe
it's really simple. We get him to stand menacingly in the direction of a bookshelf. Put both of those on a base plate and say it's a statue.
No, better yet. Better yet. We can just convince him he's a very high quality servitor.
He might take issue.
He won't
with
like that.
But then again,
On the other hand, he might be the sort of noble who might think being part of the avant-garde art movement is kind of fun. You know?
we're still talking about the tech priest.
Oh, sorry. Right.
We're getting the tech priest in as a thing.
Yeah, I don't think the tech priest is a noble.
Oh,
And he's
Sorry, I thought we were
certainly
talking about
not
our
in
mark,
God.
not it.
He
Here's
might
the
be.
thought then. Okay, not qualified to speak about art here, but if we dressed up the tech priest colleague as part of the exhibit, some sort of living exhibit item, might that be an easier pill to swallow? Perhaps I don't know,
What's
but
the local attitude toward body modding?
You haven't seen that much of it around. So yeah, the tech priests. I mean, the occasional like arm and like replacement for injuries tends to be well the core thing. No one seems to do it for aesthetics or improvements.
And up here, of course, they're all very much gilded and
Yes.
fancy
Hmm.
rather than utilitarian. Gross.
No skulls anywhere as well.
Be right back.
Outrageous.
It's just weird.
I don't know.
absolute outrageous.
So going forth and trying to figure out if the underside of this if the underside of this basement connects to any ventilation shafts. Tara, I need your scan. I need your Auspex scanner.
I don't have the Auspex.
I do. Hang on a minute.
See?
You can certainly
have your-
borrow it because your tech use is going to be better than mine, I wager. But
We got that in here. Okay.
Not
You
that
know
big.
what?
A scanner is something you could shove in a backpack without
Yeah.
much complaint, I would imagine.
They're not going to be like searching you, like because you've rented places. They're not going to be searching you on the way in.
For bloody well hope not.
If you
But
try to get into
all
the
right.
residential areas, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
that okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Let me get
All
this
right, yeah,
button.
but Sarkis, it's tech use time for you. You may
Let
borrow
me
the scanner.
You want to
poke this thing in the proper methods. Since there's actually a tech priest looking and say the prayers.
And for the Emperor's sake, please
Well-
tell me you replace those faulty unguents.
We don't think we have an input just yet. We're
I forgot to use the unguents. Oh well.
We did
give
use
him an
it.
advantage.
I'm so nervous. There's an actual tech priest looking. I can't manage to do this properly.
Fate point, man. Fate point.
Yeah, I guess so. Give me a second. Where's that?
And
Under F for
sorry
fate
about
point.
that. What have I missed? I see it rolled.
I'm trying to tech use an auspex and failing because I'm nervous.
Got performance anxiety because of the tech priest.
The tech priest looking.
Well,
Much
that's a
better.
success. That's a crit, technically.
Yep. Better than the critical fumble I had before, for sure.
Yeah, that's not a high bar to clear, but yeah.
I could have rolled a 99 or double odd.
True.
Right, you are detecting.
Never underestimate the dice.
You are detecting the sewer
Granted.
system.
Mm-hmm.
It is in reach, but it is behind a ferroconcrete wall, which will not be quiet getting through, unless you've got some other
No.
ways.
But we have a melter gun. Possibly.
The melter gun. Hang on.
Famously not that quiet, but
Actually,
Did
let
you
me
get a
check that.
silencer?
Yeah, the melter gun has loud.
Yeah.
What psychic? Do you have any of the psychic powers that can make the entirety of the thing silent?
No. To my knowledge, that's not a thing. Can you give me a page reference?
No, unfortunately, probably not.
He hasn't looked into psychic powers. They're on the list of things you don't look into if you want to stay sane.
well, yeah. Could you blame him?
It-
He's a good Imperial citizen. Why would he look at that shit?
It's not
Mhm.
as a non-psychic here.
Good list. Chapter 1 in the book.
See, if I had the XP, I would just take Gate of Infinity right now. But
What is Gate of Infinity?
I do portal things.
Man,
Choose
Why
a
don't
point
you?
within immediate range, then choose another point within 1 mile per SL of your manifest test. The second point must be one you can see, remember, or describe in terms of direction and distance from you. Until the start of your next turn, a large shimmering portal opens at both points. Anything passing through one portal emerges from the other as through passing through an open doorway.
Well, you know distance. The Auspex
Yeah,
will tell you
the
this.
issue is I don't have the XP to buy Gate of
Ah.
Infinity, which is what I was saying.
How much were you sure would have it by next session?
I don't actually know how much psychic power costs. I usually just drop it on my sheet and it calculates.
Well, go
it.
grab it, drop on the go grab it, drop on the sheet, and see how much deficit you got.
Minus 70. Oof.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not
Well,
too bad.
That's not too bad. It's only a couple of sessions.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can just buy. Right, I forgot about that. You
Mhm.
can just go into XP debt.
Can you?
What?
The question is, do I really want to?
What?
It'll make this easier for us.
Is that in the book? Really?
I'm pretty sure Gray's allowed it before.
Well, for in different campaigns, that's up to him.
in this case, yes, I will allow it.
Gray just wants more demons to come out of
The
portals.
XP debt is just me desperately trying to bodge this together. I'm trying to MacGyver psychic powers, and that's not a good thing to do.
I've heard this is possible, he says.
Nonsense. It's a perfectly
It's-
fine thing to do.
Okay,
You should
I'm
definitely do
gonna
it.
need the blank to stand over there. I'm pointing very far away from myself.
Hey Blank, let's go to hey Miss Blank, let's go to coffee.
On the plus side, once this is up, the blank does not matter.
Affect it. Okay.
Good.
It just works as a regular passage. So
Meanwhile, I'll just step out briefly till this happens.
I'm going to assume that as long as I pass, we've got our in, because I don't think it's more than a mile thick.
When I roll that reroll,
Yeah, I'm gonna fate that. There
Dude.
we go.
we didn't die.
We didn't
Now let's
end up in
just hope-
Detroit.
Now let's just hope there's nothing on the other side of this that would take issue with it.
So who
So yeah,
goes?
if I know the thickness of the wall roughly, I can basically just make a tunnel between the two of them.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's like a Halo teleporter. Shimmering green wall, you step through it and do another one. So yeah, I can sustain that.
Right, so you'll be able to move through into your system.
Great. Why?
So we can bring the tech priest through the sewer system.
Yeah,
Into the
you're able to bring all the stuff through, and he's there waiting. I am thankful
All right.
that I had my olfactory nodes removed. He kind of pushes the massive, like, hovering crate in.
Yeah, that must be nice, huh?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have the nose the Emperor gave me.
I need to actually look. Well, I guess I'm not gonna leave this open any longer than I have to, but I do need to look up the sustaining rules at some point.
So I'll go take a look in the book.
That's what I'm saying. I need to go do at some point.
Right. All right. We have our location. We have a crippling sphere of debt, and we have our whole three reality boards by our local psychic. Good work, by the way.
I think my nose is bleeding a little bit.
You'll be
Don't
fine.
worry.
I'll hand you a
I
Kleenex.
would very much appreciate if you moved quickly.
It won't take him long to get the equipment, and it's luckily packed into one easy way.
I was talking to the rest of the party.
Oh.
All right. So we have all the kit in. We've got the tech priest. This place is relatively secure for now. Are we sure?
Yeah,
It's a sewer, and there's no way. Well, there are ways in, but the way we came in is now gone because
Cool.
portal.
All right,
It's un-
let's
it
get
is-
moving.
Okay. Well,
Get the stink out of our clothes the sooner.
how far do we have in the sewer system? If it is, or is the sewer system
no, the sewer
cut
system's
off from
universal.
Okay.
It is going to be a bit of a pain for like most used to travel through, though, because it is a sealed unit.
Oh,
Mm.
it's only a free action to extend the sustained power. That's nice.
They made the magic a lot more, less.
It is a good thing I've still got my filtration plugs and my survival gear.
I also have filtration plugs and survival gear and climbing harnesses and rope.
I don't have the filtration plugs, but I do have survival gear. And
I've
a
got
gas
both.
mask.
Because oxygen is going to be quite hard to get hold of down there.
Yep.
I have a rebreather, I believe. I need to double check that.
No, give me a second. I need to go buy survival gear.
It's a respirator. That's close enough.
So either we're thinking about coming up this man's toilet and and acquiring him to the negotiator, or we're just gonna try. So just make sure this we're going to go and try and acquire him via the sewer system.
Dude's got to have a connection to his house down here somehow, sadly.
Oh, is that
Well,
the plan?
Utilize. Well, that's where it seems to be going. Well, utilize the aspects, and we can figure out at least what we have above us.
I turned
Thinking
to
about
our-
it, I
Mhm.
probably just could have opened a portal inside his house.
Well, we
Retcon.
would need to get into that.
No.
No, we would need to have needed that to get there in the first place. So
Well,
Thinking
there's
about
You
it,
could.
I
you
can
could portal
just open
out,
a portal
can't you?
inside his house once we figure out where it is.
yeah, where we're going to go through. That's why we're coming up through the sewers. We're
Yeah.
going to go underneath his house. open the
That
portal.
was just to bring the stuff in, wasn't it? This isn't like you're not going straight up there to.
No, we're not. We're not. Okay, we're not going to do that. This is to bring the stuff in. We're
Aren't
not
we?
going to. We're not going to just go into the sewers, go through, navigate to the sewers, find his home, and then come up and then portal into his bathroom. That would totally not be a thing we would do to grab him, pull him into the toilets, and then take him all the way through to our negotiator and then
honestly-
talk to him there.
Honestly, if we're just using the sewer for it, that might work.
But
Yeah,
that
I
is-
mean-
but that would not be something that would be something that Gray would need to be able to have to write off on.
No, you can do that. I mean, you're not going to be able to come up the toilet. You're going to have to portal in at the other end because it's the same.
Well,
How
right.
big? How big do you think this guy's toilet is going to be for you to climb
It's
out?
why he's a noble. You don't know. He could have like a
The
gold-plated
toilet
one.
is merely the toilet's merely a joke. It was me making a joke of coming up through his bathroom to grab and
I mean,
pull
we
him
could-
into a portal.
Well, I guess we'll show up wherever we show up, but technically we could come up through his bathroom because of the portal.
That would be look. I'm not saying that for just multi levels of comic relief for my own sake. All right.
Actually, what we should probably do is get a probe up into the house so I actually know what I'm looking for instead of just giving it a vague direction so we don't come out in a wall or something.
We do have the aspects, don't we? They could be
Yeah,
aspecting
but
from underneath the
having
toilet.
something to visualize makes it easier.
Yeah. Okay. We'll try to. Well, the thing is, okay. So would this complete? So is the sewers complete? Is there any sewer grates at all, or is it completely a?
It's pretty much
closed-off
completely
system?
sealed.
Okay.
There will be kind of run-off grates, but they're going to be too small for you to get through. You probably look out at street level, get some lovely ankle views, but that'll be about it.
Well, what we could do is try and find try to find any relay boxes or stuff like that that's ran through the sewer system for anything we can tap into for visual scans
I'd
or
just like to point out,
yeah.
we're basically Pennywising it.
I was
Yes,
about
we
to
are-
make that joke later, so
Yes.
yes. I was going to have a boat float
Yeah,
down
we-
the sewer towards you.
Oh God. Yeah.
Where's my plasma pistol?
I'm trying to find if I have any. Well, I have filtration plugs. I'm looking for a rebreather so I can breathe on the ground.
The only image I've got is your little, like, flexible probe coming up the toilet like a Daiguroga from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Worse if he's on the toilet at the time.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Let's hope he's under probe up at the
Look,
right time, because otherwise,
I don't- I don't want to have the horror movies thing where he's in the shower, a portal opens, people walk out, basically grab him in the shower curtain from both ends, bundle him up, and drag him through. God, we're going to turn this into a freaking horror show.
Yes.
We're Imperials. That is the default.
All right. Okay. So I do not have any. I need to go buy an actual rebreather from the store itself because I do not have any. There's nothing in here I can pull out of my rear via.
Please don't pull it out of your rear. We're already in the sewer.
Where else do you think all this stuff from Well Prepared comes from?
Do you not
A
just have
backpack.
a billion pockets?
in these roads. Anyway,
Yes.
Randomly though, that's one of the things I saw earlier today. It's like, you know, you'll get £1 million if you can survive 24 hours in the last computer game you played. As someone who's just finished Space 2 this morning, I ain't getting that money.
playing what?
Nope.
You have to survive 24 hours in the last computer game you played.
I mean, you could get lucky and end up on the battle barge.
Sure.
XCOM,
right.
super easy. Things don't happen for the first 24 hours.
All right, I will say this: that my the game I was going to say Refantasio, but honestly, the game I was last playing was Fly Night, and I don't think I
died.
would survive very long as a wingless fly vermin walking along with a hammer.
Last game I played was Halo, so
You're not.
No,
the
you don't get to be the main
master.
character. You just get to be a random person.
I mean, my
Um,
chances of survival are about the same either way.
Where
Which is to say, actually not terrible.
Okay.
Actually, no, fuck, it was Curse Halo, so I'm probably.
Well, yeah, good luck with that then. Good luck with that.
Real quick, Gray, how much would it cost to buy a rebreather? Oh, how much would it take to get a rebreather? Because I'm going to be paying for the. I'll be buying it, so it's 200 cost, which I can afford.
Are
That's
they rare or
tools and
something?
equipment.
They're scarce. They're scarce. So.
Gosh.
Yeah, I think the bigger issue is it's too rare for him to just pull out. But
right.
I think scarce is universally available.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll just knock my money down to 100 solars because I work for
No, actually, I'm incorrect. 75%.
They're 200 by the book.
I can throw that for you if you want.
I mean, I can do it right now.
Nope.
That's a 99.
Wow. You know what? No, I get one, but it's the only chemistry I can get is helium. That's not gonna help. That is not gonna help me survive in it's breathing inside the.
No, it's nitrous.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well. That's unfortunate. I do not have any. I do not have any fate points to fix that.
Wait, really? Did you?
I've spent all 3 already.
Remember, he doesn't have his bonus fourth one anymore because that was mission specific.
That was fast.
I just don't remember him rolling that much.
I had a few things. Oh, I did spend a fate point too for finding somewhere, but Gray said, even if I found it, it didn't really matter. I do have an injector. I just need to go find something worth injecting somebody with. Unfortunately,
You may need that for kidnapping because I don't know what your plans are actually restraining the guy.
I need to go find. So I have an injector. I have an inhaler injector. And I was going to see if I have something that can. I'm looking for something that I can use to cause a man some monicum of mischief. Looking for knockout juice or something like that. Or does this smell like chloroform to you?
I don't think it's in the rules, but I don't see why you couldn't get that kind of thing.
Where's the other book?
I don't think the book has rules for stuff that goes in.
There is always the thing is every core book requires an imperial armor level of just anal retentive levels of things that you would be able, that any player would need on hand.
See,
How can
I
you
think
have
part of the cruft removal was getting rid of that section.
That's not cruft though. That's very necessary. What is 40K without its gear porn?
Tricky to play.
Much lighter.
Yeah, significantly.
Cricket, you say? Oh.
Yeah.
What am I?
Yeah, I don't see anything that actually goes in an injector.
Yeah, it's just the injector and it's.
They provide you with the injector, but not the thing that goes in it. I hate this book.
That's what I'm saying.
Clearly, we get the stuff that goes in it for free then.
Yeah, there's nothing in the online book either on the Foundry.
Is
Well,
there
not in the Foundry.
anything in
I know
the
that wouldn't-
Inquisitors?
I know it wouldn't be in the Founder book. I was thinking the Inquisitor book. The other book we have.
I shall check that.
The new book.
Tools, equipment, and augmetics. Nope. All I'm seeing is polymorphine, which is not going to be useful here.
Not for this particular job.
No.
True.
All right, give me a second.
It would come in pretty handy for a lot of other things, though.
I mean, we're not necessary. We're not necessarily that wearing that kind of that kind of inquisitorial group.
Seems like a useful
Mm.
book. Imperium Maledictum, Diagnosis Obscurus. Medicate NPC.
No, fuck, no. What?
22,
How long is that?
22 pages.
Because, that
I get this continuous feeling that the people who write these books don't know what their players need to make their own fun. I.E. and
I mean, how many
ridiculous.
sessions in are we now? And this is the first time this has come up. I'd say that's decent.
I mean, just primarily because we've been doing other things than black bagging people.
Oh, the lack of
Well,
drugs
yeah,
has come up a couple of times.
Yeah,
That's
the lack
what
of
I mean,
drugs
though,
in
is
combat
like,
sims.
honestly, if the campaign was more heavily geared toward black bagging people, then yeah, I would absolutely agree. But like, we haven't been doing that. It's mostly been smooth. So like,
I think I should basically just step in here and say you can get your hands on some sort of knockout drug.
We call up the Inquisitor.
Yeah,
We call up the Inquisitor's secretary.
There'll be something around. You can load your injector with some of that.
All right, I will put over here in the ejector, which is the ejector in my inventory. Sleepy bye bye time.
Sleepy time.
Okay, well, instead of being an inhaler, I'll put it twin being an ejector, and we'll call it the sleepy bye bye time. One shot of sleepy bye bye time. There we go. All right. Would you say it would be the next day by now, Gray?
Yeah, probably.
All right. So 200 solars amongst the solid people. Let's pool our money together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us.
What?
Hey,
200 thrones ahead?
I was
Or?
saying, I was looking at Carcer and Zebran just to split the
No.
money more.
I mean-
more thin.
Are we sure
Or?
the thing didn't have long-term effects on him?
we're gonna be at 5 because we have the tech priest with us.
Oh, the tech.
True.
I don't think the tech. I don't
He's
think
an
the tech.
NPC. He doesn't count.
He doesn't count.
He's okay, fair enough. So that's 4 of us. So that's 50 each.
All right.
but we'll say getting in, getting yourself sorted, getting all the stuff in place. You set the machine up. That'll take you a day.
Make sure to get a receipt so we can submit an expense report. Sure, it won't pay out in our lifetime, but our descendants might.
You are gonna have descendants. You're optimistic.
Okay. Now okay. Being the next day, now I can buy a respirator. Would that be okay, Gray?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Just making sure.
Great. As a noble, I have not only a right but a requirement to procreate.
True.
Likewise.
I have an imperative, but not a requirement.
It may not be an heir, but it's still important.
What's that fancy word? I remember back in the day when I was reading Pratchett, it was like a dowager or something like that with this thing like, oh, it's just a big dog.
What, dowager?
Yeah, that's I think what they thought it was, but it's them trying to say a noble requirement, but they all then it's talking about a dog.
Oh, noblesse oblige.
Noblesse oblige.
Yes, that's the thing I
Oblige.
said, but not in French.
It's said in Pratchett. Where is this respirator, and why is my brain blanking? I need more coffee.
Because of the earlier, because of the needles.
Here we go. Found it. Okay, I can have a rebreather. Everyone have a rebreather?
I've got a
No?
rebreather, yeah.
Do you wish to
I've
acquire
had
yourself
one
a
from
rebreather?
day one.
Do you wish to acquire yourself a rebreather?
Probably
Or
should. I
Do you have
probably should.
do you have special lungs that can breathe in vacuum?
No, those I don't have. I have a
Oh wait,
special heart.
I have a respirator, not a rebreather. Fuck.
Oh, I say respirators I would have had, yes. Well, rebreather. No, I have a rebreather. I have this thing right here. This is the being in a
I guess I'll roll rebreather.
This is the thing that lets you breathe in bad environments.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, they're only scarce. It shouldn't be that difficult.
Do we all have to roll for it?
Got it.
Since Discard found them already.
They might have only had the one, or possibly the two.
I mean, okay, I guess.
1985. That was a good year.
But it says here each tank lasts an hour.
Additional tanks are cheap, though.
Yeah, 20 souls for a tank, and each 2 tanks cost 1 into.
Do we really think we're going to spend more than an hour down here?
Probably not, no.
Probably not.
Didn't
but
think
it's
so.
always good to have just in case.
Cool, alright, got a rebreather.
I rolled a 2.
My money.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a couple of spare tanks as well. So that's me down 240.
So I think the last thing in your list of planning is going to be actually finding the house. Unless you want to spend some time wandering around the sewers.
Nope. I'd rather not try and find this guy's house in the sewers if we don't have to.
Yes, smell aside, and I'm sure there will probably be some horrid mutant in the sewer system of some sort.
I mean, it's practically guaranteed at this point.
Time for that Auspex to put in the work.
Yep.
Well, it's also trying to find the wait. This man is a these people are celebrities, right, Greg?
Yes.
No.
For a given value of celebrity.
They're famous.
So they would have at least their, we live in the Beverly Hills area or something like that as a point of noble pride.
Well, you know the district, that's why you're here.
Okay.
You don't know the actual house because it's a sealed district. Silence.
Which is why I was unable to send him a letter to inviting him to check out the new art at the new art shop.
Man, I really should have bought that servo skull when I had the chance.
You really should have.
We need somewhere that can. Well, the main thing would be we need somewhere we can query that information from. So you know what? We may not be able to go straight to his house, but we could probably go into the source and portal into a place we can get the information from. So either a registry area, an office, or somewhere with a data link we can hack into.
Why don't we just save ourselves all of the time and teleport into a jail cell? Wait, no, that won't accomplish the mission.
Later, please. Look, we just have things to do before we have to do other things.
So, and the fact that we have the fact that we have subterranean sewer access via war portal is not where I thought we
Nice.
were going with today. But thank you, Ablada. That was very good of you. But we're here now.
Look, all I know is I stepped away to go grab dinner. I came back to people talking about how to get through a wall. Now I'm like, hey, there's a psychic power that can do that.
Correct.
Very effective.
I love having psychic powers that can do things.
So anyway,
So much better
need
than
a
the
f-
alternative.
so we need to figure out a place.
Yeah, it's a great change of pace from the rest of my psychic powers, where I use them like once every 4 or 5
Game.
sessions.
Okay, so we're looking for a place to get information from.
Yes.
You know what? The HOA office itself would be a great place to portal into, beat everyone up there, and steal their information.
I mean, the
Steal their
gate
information from.
probably has everyone's stuff on file, just so they know who's coming in.
Yeah, but it's also going to have guards there 24/7.
Again, I have a melta gun.
Okay.
We can always solve the guards and some.
Are we going loud?
I mean, so long as we come up in their bathroom, and then disappear people into the toilets, no one will notice. You just
I think
gotta
we're
pull them.
getting a bit on for the session anyway. So
Yeah. I'm just trying to get an idea of what your plan is for
I
the
think
next.
that's what we're trying to do too, and it's not going so well.
There is a deep-seated, mischievous part of my psyche, the devilish part of my psyche, that just wants to turn this into the toilet disappearing monster trick. All right, I want to go full Pennywise and bring everyone to the sewers because we all float down here.
Not sure anything's floating in this shit heap. Shit heap.
But
So, if a shift of guards mysteriously vanished just for one shift and had their information and had their
But how did they get in the sewers in the first place?
Don't know. They ain't talking about it.
They're all dead.
And then we go and escort the man through the toilets that as well. I am. I find that fun.
Yeah, I think we're running out of time for this session.
Yeah, we'll call it here. The manic giggling.
Definitely failing on stand checks for sure.
Yes.
Look.
See?
Yeah.
If we're going to do monstrous things, let's just go full on and just be horror villains. Let's go full horror villain with this.
Right, that's a good place to end it. See everyone next time.
I'm adding a purchase order here. Clown masks for
Ray,
everybody.
this is the upper crust. Just to remind you, there will not be any orphanages around anywhere.
Noted.
Thank God.
They're called daycares up here instead. And their parents are still alive.
We're on the upper crust of the biggest poop patty we've ever had. Okay, let's get out of here before my brain. I need to go and take a nap or something. Cause my brain's
obviously.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, you sound.
I'll see you guys next week.
Brain is
Yeah.
melting in real time.
Bye.
Yeah, fair enough.